2023. Cik Wan Mudani, Wan Muhammad, Head of Digital Enablers Division, MDEC, Presidents of the Contact Center Asia Pacific Associations and their representatives. Collaboration, participation. In fact, as you may be aware, the Prime Minister recently was at the APEC Summit in San Francisco, and we returned with a very large investment, sum of 63.02 billion ringgit, many of which are data centers. And there is definitely this shift. If 20 years ago or more, one of the major shifts was how Malaysia positioned itself as a GPS hub. Now, through MDEC, we want to make Malaysia a digital hub for particularly ASEAN, if not Asia Pacific. Some of this is being realized by the increased investments by a lot of the data center companies. But more than that, we will also, inshallah, start seeing a lot of organizations and companies shift their regional headquarters to Malaysia. So, big news ahead, inshallah. This 8th CCAM Summit is not just a milestone, it's a testament to the commitment of this community to stay ahead of the curve, adapting swiftly to the winds of change. The theme, Transformation Accelerated, captures the urgency and pace with which businesses must navigate the ever-shifting landscape of customer expectations. In an era defined by rapid technological advancements and a changing global landscape, also an omnidirectional social media experience, the need for transformation has never been more pressing. As we delve into the sessions and discussions planned for this summit, let's collectively seek answers to the questions that drive transformation. How can we leverage emerging technologies to enhance customer engagement? How do we adapt our strategies to meet the evolving demands of a digital-first consumer base? How can we turn disruption into an opportunity for growth? The digital divide, often exacerbated by socioeconomic factors, must be bridged to create an inclusive digital society. MDEC, the nation's lead digital economy agency under the purview of my ministry, is instrumental in building and creating initiatives towards this goal. To realize this, the government has given the mandate to MDEC to introduce Malaysia Digital, or MD, a national strategic initiative that was launched last year to accelerate a vibrant digital transformation and adoption across public and private sectors in Malaysia. Initial programs like Dirantau and Digital Trade under the 9 promoted sectors of MD Catalytic Programs, or Pemangkin, have been introduced to help establish Malaysia as a digital nomad hub, as well as facilitate and streamline trade through regulation and standardization. We're confident that more of these Pemangkin will act as a catalyst to equip the nation's workforce with digital skills, spurring technological innovation and attracting foreign investors to set up their operations in Malaysia. Through these efforts, the government aims to provide equal opportunities for all Malaysians to participate meaningfully in the digital economy, regardless of their background or geographical location. As a quick aside, very quick but rather deep conversation we had earlier prior to coming in, where I asked CCAM what are some of the challenges faced by industry. And I'm aware that annually, many of your organizations or companies bring in maybe about 15,000 foreign knowledge workers. And I know for a fact that perhaps there's some bottleneck, some choke points, some pain points, some slowness, if one could put it very succinctly, in getting these foreign knowledge workers the permits approved. The Prime Minister is actually quite an, I wouldn't say impatient man, but he wants to see things moving much faster than before. As such, a conversation that I had with the chairman of MDEC, Yang Muhammad, Tuan Syed Ibrahim Syed Noor, yesterday in Parliament, indicates that we want to focus on this FKW process. And I know right now it takes longer than 8 weeks, 8 to 12 weeks, but I think that's very long. I think in order to increase the competitiveness of Malaysia as a preferred destination for GBS, particularly when it comes to call center services, I think we have to shorten this process. So before all of you at this summit, I give my word that MDEC and the ministry will work together with CCAM to see what we can do to shorten this process. And I'm giving MDEC 1 month to figure this out. The Prime Minister last Sunday announced that we have a visa liberalization for several countries, including the Gulf countries, Turkey, India, China, and this will, we hope, spur some, of course, tourists to come to Malaysia. But more than that, perhaps also we can entice more business leaders to come in, drop by for a short while to see business growth prospects for their businesses, particularly to look at Malaysia as a gateway to ASEAN. In 2025, Malaysia will chair ASEAN, which means that we are in a prime position to think through the next 5-10 years of growth for ASEAN, and this will be a very important occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, there's another matter which I'd like to draw your attention to while we help expedite certain processes for the contact center companies. It's also very important that I highlight that you place greater emphasis on issues such as cybersecurity as well as data protection. I know that all of you hold so much data. In fact, just before coming on stage, I was trying to ask Cybersecurity Malaysia whether there have been any breaches of cybersecurity for any of the contact center companies in Malaysia, but they didn't reply, so you're safe. But but this is important because, as we're all well aware, scams are in an uptick. We're seeing a growth in trend. In Singapore, for example, for last year, the amount that's lost due to scams amounts to something like 2.1 billion Sing dollars. For Malaysia, last year, it amounts almost to 1 billion ringgit. More than 800 million ringgit is lost due to scams. And so, it's very important, in fact, it is paramount that call center organizations which hold vast amounts of personal identifiable information, PII, that you double your efforts to make sure that not only your cybersecurity aspects are up to date, your legacy systems are updated, but most importantly, your personnel are also well aware and sensitized and are kept up to date with the latest forms of attempts of stealing data. I recommend, if you've not had any engagement with cybersecurity companies, I don't know whether your organizations have CISOs, Chief Information Security Officers, but if not, I would highly encourage. I know many of you are also banks and similar organizations, so please do look into this aspect. In this coming year, there will be 3 major pieces of legislation that will be brought to Parliament that will change how we look at data, and all of you work on data, so this is very important for you. The first is an amendment to the Personal Data Protection Act, we hope within the first quarter of 2024. The second will be an Omnibus Data Protection Act, which governs and covers more about how public and government agencies and ministries hold data, protect data. And the third has to do with cybersecurity, the Cybersecurity Act under NACSA. And this will govern cybersecurity aspects for the whole country. And so next year, as we talk about AI, we talk about data, we want to grow business, we want to excel and accelerate, but at the same time, we've got to make sure that we ensure aspects of cybersecurity are always up to date. Ladies and gentlemen, a thriving digital economy necessitates a skilled and agile workforce. Recognizing this imperative, Malaysia, inspired by the Madani philosophy, has prioritized talent enhancement as a cornerstone of its digital agenda. The government understands that the digital workforce of tomorrow must be equipped not only with technical prowess, but also with the ability to adapt to a constantly evolving landscape. The need for high-quality talent is of utmost importance, and today I would like to ask players in the sector to work with local academia, institutions of higher learning to create the right talent ecosystem to produce talent to support this burgeoning industry. Partnerships between industry and academia are vital. Collaboration between these two pillars is essential to nurturing talent that the digital economy craves. Academia must stay attuned to the dynamic needs of the industry, updating curricula to ensure relevance and incorporating real-world applications into the learning experience. The government, in tandem with academic institutions, is working to integrate cutting-edge technologies and industry-relevant skills into educational curricula, ensuring that graduates are well prepared to meet the demands of digital economy. Malaysia has been at the forefront, and many Malaysian companies are now assisting or working with global multinationals to address their needs. This has definitely placed Malaysia in the global ecosystem, and we, the government, will continue to support this by providing the necessary incentives and motivations to propel this sector to a higher position. The digital economy rewards those who are quick to adapt, who leverage emerging technologies, and who view challenges as opportunities for growth. I encourage you to have a conversation with MDEC. The Prime Minister announced a 900 million ringgit soft loan for digitalization and automation. This will be disbursed via Bank Negara Malaysia. And if you are so inclined that you'd like to know more, you can speak with MDEC to find out perhaps how this loan provided by the government can assist you towards greater digitalization and adoption of automation. Ladies and gentlemen, the transformation we envision is not a solitary endeavor. It requires collective effort. Collaboration is key to unlocking the full potential of the digital economy. The Malaysian government too must play a pivotal role in creating an enabling environment through supportive policies, infrastructure development and regulatory frameworks that foster innovation while safeguarding ethical considerations. It is Malaysia's nature and culture to be generous, kind and friendly. Coupled with the latest digital innovations, we are capable of creating a world-class industry and inshallah, I believe, a digital hub for ASEAN. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention. Jumpa lagi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.